Welcome to a nourishing midweek lunch hour conversation with Spokane's newsmakers, thought leaders, and popular entertainers. Spokane Talks Live is brought to you by our friends at Homes for You and Breakthrough Incorporated. Welcome to Spokane Talks Live. Welcome to Spokane Talks Live. Kent Adams here today. It's the beginning of a couple of very hot days. I see that we have reached the alert stage in terms of the weather and the smoke out there. It's supposed to be 100 today. I've seen it as high as the potential tomorrow of 108. I think with some of the cloud cover, meaning the smoke, that probably will mitigate that just a little bit. But any way you look at it, when it gets above 95, it's hot here in Spokane. But speaking of hot, we've got a hot program today. How's that for a segue? Todd Mielke from GSI is here, and he will be talking about all things business, and we're going to talk about education as well. Tyler Russell from the Better Business Bureau is here, and we'll talk about scams and so forth. And then Kathy Boykin from Call Before You Dig and the 811 group. And we're going to talk about a number of things, but we'll also talk about political signs that get put in the ground sometimes illegally, because they could cause a problem when you're pounding them into the earth. Next on Spokane Talks Live.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of
Plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and the description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com. Welcome back to Spokane Talks. Todd Mielke, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Now you showed up right on time today. Actually, a minute or two early.
I usually do.
Yeah, you do. You do. But you came from something. Where did you come from this morning? What's going on?
I did. Today we are celebrating the groundbreaking of the Catalyst project. Yes. For those that don't know, we have the University District in the core of our metropolitan area.
And I drove through that again the other day. I hadn't been through for a month or so. Absolutely. What a wonderful campus.
It is.
It really is beautiful.
It is. So when people think about the University District, the River Point campus,
right.
I mentally think of it in thirds. The northern third, which is north of the river, is really the Gonzaga campus,
yes,
and the surrounding neighborhood and small businesses there.
Right.
The central third is really the area that sees most of the state colleges and universities,
right.
6 institutions that are on that campus.
Right.
And so now we're talking about the area south of the railroad tracks,
which is really
on East Sprague.
On East Sprague, right.
About Sprague and
which has
Sherman
been cleaning up the last year or so. Really
it has.
Yeah.
And so this will be the southern third of the University District.
Okay.
And today is the announcement, the groundbreaking for the Catalyst project, which is the first of what is proposed to be many innovative buildings that really bring in the business community's tie with higher education specific to life sciences and advanced technology. So this is a great deal because we've been working hard as a community to not only make sure that we have higher education, a collaborative higher education campus. We then went down the road of saying this campus should focus on advanced technologies and healthcare, to make sure that we fuel the next generation
the businesses
providers
to surround it and be close by.
Yeah. So now we're trying to bring in the research folks, and we're trying to bring in those businesses that are related to those programs that are really doing innovative things, and so they need the space to do that. So Avista is leading a project.
Yeah, they
with
really
McKinstry.
stepped up on this, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
And so they're working with McKinstry to really launch this southern third of the campus.
Wow.
And when you look at big transformative projects in this community, this is going to be a great thing for this community and really attracting some unique companies, some high-tech companies, some really innovative companies to this region.
And the bridge over the railroad tracks ends up right about there, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The landing is just within
Now,
a quarter of a block.
when does that finish? Do you remember?
I believe early October.
I thought it was this fall.
Yes.
I thought it was this fall. You know, it was kind of funny. I was telling somebody the other day, and in fact, it might have been Jimmy, that as we were driving by from something else, that way back, it would have been about 30 years ago, I was at Washington Water Power in those days, and my boss, Wendell Satry, was the chair of the Chamber of Commerce, and he was outgoing. And because of my job, I was the one coordinating with the chamber for the location and the event and all of that. And he said, Kent, I know you have the media coming and so forth. Perhaps you should read my speech before I give it to the group. And you may remember, you weren't old enough. It was the first time that a downtown campus needed to be built in Spokane. And people kind of looked at each other going, yeah, but. And here we have this beautiful campus on both sides of the river, now the lower third, if you will, coming in. How great is that for our area at a time when business is starting to expand in our area too? And speaking of business expanding, there's a little project that we no longer have to refer to as
by code name.
By code name. What was the code name again?
Project Rose.
Project Rose.
Project
but
Rose.
now it's bloomed into
Amazon.
the
Amazon Customer Fulfillment Center.
Yes.
On the West Plains.
Yes.
A lot of partners got involved in making this thing happen.
Yes.
So certainly we need to recognize the West Plains Public Development Authority. That's that collaboration between the airport, the city of Spokane, and Spokane County. Spokane International Airport was a big player in the Spokane County. We had a little bit of a role with regard to some of the incentive package.
Right.
All of us were under non-disclosures.
Yes.
But what really this is they will open their doors late next fall.
Right.
And they will practically overnight become one of the largest employers in the community. Their goal is to initially start with between 1,500 and 1,800 employees.
As they then go into the holiday season,
And
which
then
will
ramp
always
up.
expand. Right.
Right. Well, so 1,500 to 1,800 employees eventually gets to about 2,200 employees.
Wow.
And then during seasonal rushes, as many as 3,000 employees in one spot. So, the largest single site employer that we have in this region is Fairchild Air Force Base, with about 6,000 military and civilian employees. And so, where does this rate in the scale? The city of Spokane is a little over 2,000 employees, about 2,100.
It's right up there.
The county's just under 2,000, or right about 2,000.
Right.
Avista's about 1,100.
Right.
So when you think about a company that's bringing in 2,200 employees, it's substantial. And it's important to note that a couple of things. Number one, the more we have Fortune 100, Fortune 50 companies have a presence in this community,
we get looked at.
It becomes an attraction to other large companies that have multiple divisions to say what goes here. The second piece of this is, if this is a good experience for Amazon, and some people say, well, it's just their customer fulfillment center. But the issue is, if they have a good experience here, then they will look at expanding other operations and other divisions into this market as well.
Right.
And then I think the third thing that's important about all of this, besides the fact that it's a Fortune 50 company and the opportunity for a large company to expand, is just this notion that we need to have a wide array of career opportunities and job opportunities in this community based on a wide array of skill sets and job experience. And
that raises the minimum wage and the working wage in our town too, when there's competition for employees.
Right.
I mean, welcome to the real world of capitalism.
Yes.
If I want you and she wants you, I'm going to have to pay you
to get you.
To get you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think this is a great opportunity for this community.
Good.
It's a phenomenal transportation logistics company, which the West Plains tends to be extremely well suited for transportation logistics and distribution, as well as
between trucking and airplanes and everything else. This is more than Amazon, though, because traditionally when Amazon does this, there are other small businesses that will surround them and work with them, right?
Correct.
So it's beyond just the 1,500 to 2,200 in the first year.
Right. And we're doing that research right now.
Good.
And as soon as we get that project wrapped up, we'll be convening a group of all the partners and the stakeholders and say, let's have a discussion.
Okay.
Who should we be talking to next?
And speaking of economic development, what else is going on?
So we're at our mid-year point. So part of what we're doing is we're taking a look at how we pull this community together. There's
Yeah.
so much going on
Yes.
that it's very easy to split apart and have everybody off doing their own thing. And while the job may get done at the end of the day, it's probably not as impactful as it could be on behalf
Or
of
a
the
lot of
community.
explaining goes along. Let me
Right.
bring you up to date. Let me bring you up to date.
Right.
Yeah.
So a couple things that we're embarking on, and we'll be making an announcement hopefully later this month, is we are pulling together a lot of our economic development partners and launching a couple of new initiatives.
Okay.
One is to put together a collaborative economic development website on behalf of this
Yes.
region,
Yes.
so that external audiences can go to one place.
Yes.
They can get information about the demographics of this community, kind of the makeup and the feel of this community, and then there will be direct links to go to all the partners. So if they want to know more information about downtown, they can click on that link and go to the Downtown Spokane Partnership or the City of Spokane. If they want to know about direct flights out of the airport, they can click on that link and go
Nice.
there.
Nice.
So
And we want ease of access today.
that's right.
Where we expect it.
So it has to function well.
Yeah.
It has to be tied into everything that we do, because otherwise, every entity goes off and creates its own website.
Yes.
We
Yes.
end up messaging and emphasizing different things. We update at different times. 7th is Greater Spokane Incorporated's annual meeting. Anybody that's interested in attending
Okay.
should reach out and contact us.
Okay.
And we try to bring thought-provoking speakers to this
Okay.
community that
Okay.
say,
You gotta make us
is there
think.
a different way to do it? So this year we're bringing a futurist Rebecca Ryan,
Okay.
who takes a look at emerging demographic changes and changes in habits of people.
Yes.
And she applies it to two different things. So our main meeting, which is midday, will be directed at the business community.
Right.
So she's really going to talk about expectations of consumers,
Okay.
and how businesses need to adapt
Yeah.
to be able to address
Get with
those.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so that's the focus there. She also does an emphasis with regard to local governments. So we're going to do an
okay.
afternoon session. We're going to invite elected officials. We're going to invite their staff to come in,
Good.
and she's going to talk about what local governments need to do
Yeah.
to basically address the needs and desires of their constituencies.
Because I don't care if you're in business or government, we tend to repeat and repeat and repeat, and it takes some major event to make a change.
Right.
And we need to be, if we're going to compete with ourselves not only here but around the country, we need to be on that leading edge,
Right.
not 6 days back.
We need to be the innovators, not the responders.
Exactly.
So,
well,
cutting edge.
we're gonna talk more with you and Cassidy Peterson. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
All right. About education and so forth and what's going on right after this. We're gonna take a quick break.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
Last year alone, Avista customers saved over 53 million kilowatt hours of energy. Enough to power more than 4,000 homes for an entire year. Way to save, everyone. Way to save. Find your way to save at avistautilities.com.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Welcome back, Kent Adams here. Again, it's the 8th of August. Can't believe we're that far. I don't know where the time is going. It probably doesn't go as fast for you.
Oh, it
But
does.
when you reach my age, it goes really fast. Todd Mielke and Cassidy Peterson. And Cassidy, you have kind of a unique job in what you do with GSI. Talk about that, would you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, so I'm the Career Connected Learning Program Manager,
Yeah.
Greater Spokane Incorporated, in our Education and Talent Department. And I get
Wait,
to work
education and talent?
in talent.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're shifting from the workforce to the talent
conversation,
yes.
talking about our current and future talent. So I get the honor to work directly with our school districts here in the greater Spokane region. So that's 14 school districts.
Oh, wow.
Mainly focus.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a lot of students and teachers, but mainly focused on the middle school and high school ages, and connecting them with our business community here.
Okay.
And vice versa as well, connecting the business community with our teachers and students.
Now, what are some of the things you're doing?
So one of the programs that we have in our department is called Business After School, and it's bringing students into the businesses to learn directly from the professionals about their careers.
Yes.
And to expose them to those opportunities for them outside of high school. And then one of the newer tools that we've relaunched this summer is called Access to Experience.
Okay.
And it's an online digital platform to connect educators directly with professionals.
Okay.
And it is in collaboration and partnership with both 7-2 and the Spokane Workforce Council in our region here. And it gives educators that work with youth in any capacity a direct line to the industry talent here.
I bet they love that resource. Because who do you call? If you know someone, that's great, or have a neighbor or whatever, or can you hook me up with so-and-so, I'm teaching physics or whatever. But if you don't know those folks, and you want to bring in that business side, I think that's great.
Exactly, and we've really seen a peak of interest in the business community too, wanting to get connected with the schools, wanting to share their expertise and share what's needed in those students and their future employees, and the skills to build up.
And I love the idea of the after school, the opportunity for students to get out there and see what it's like. I'm going to guess a lot of them decide, I really like to kind of think about pursuing that area, or they also see the reality and go, okay, maybe second choice is not a bad idea.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Kent, one of the important things about this, because we get a lot of questions like, why are you guys involved in education? We don't understand the connection.
Because it's the future workforce.
It is, and it's the number one issue that employers are facing is where does that talent come from? And so when we talk about how we measure, the talent that's available in the community, it's based on education attainment. And so, with anything, we get into our acronyms and all that kind of stuff. But here's the essential piece of it is how do you measure education attainment in your community?
Right.
And it's really a measurement of the percentage in your workforce who have something beyond a high school diploma.
Yes.
So do they have a certificate in the trades?
Right.
Do they, a certificate, a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree?
Right.
And so what happens is if we never expose our young people to potential career opportunities. Some of them, they have a little hiccup at high school graduation, and they just stop. And some do something, some dabble, but they don't have a clear direction.
And it doesn't have to be a 4 or 6-year
Not
degree.
At all. No. Not at all. And so what Cassidy's doing is she's working with these young folks to really expose them as early as grade school and middle school to what's out there. So when we talk about business after school, we're talking approximately 43-hour sessions during the school year.
Wow.
With more than 400 students from the different school districts that are saying, okay, I want to sign up for the one that goes to Deaconess Hospital's surgical simulation center.
Right.
Or I want to go to the engineering company, or I want to go to the city of Spokane, or Chaz Health Clinic. So what Cassidy does is puts together this whole array of different opportunities so young people can begin to think about what their interests are.
Right.
They will then choose which classes they want to take in middle school
and high school. We're not forcing them to make a decision or anything else, but the exposure is so good.
It's pure awareness.
Yes. And it makes the remainder of their K through 12 educational experience so much more fulfilling because they have a direction in mind. And they're still at a point in their life where they can try something, and if it doesn't feel right, they can back up a little bit and go a different direction. Right. And so that's what Cassidy and her team are doing. Just
So are you going to include us this year?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I think
we're in the planning stages, so we would love to.
Absolutely. Let's talk later about that. But
sounds great.
But I think it's right. I think back to Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, all of those opportunities that we took to get out there, and what you asked it and you didn't when you were there. Those kinds of links are so important to motivating our young people, and that's what it's really about.
Because a lot of them only see what mom, dad, uncle, aunt does, and only have that.
Oftentimes they don't want to do what mom, dad, and uncle do. Okay.
Exactly. So exposing them to the variety of employment opportunities and pathways that Spokane has.
We're about out of time in the last minute or so. What else can we talk about? What else is going on that we didn't cover?
Yeah, so another program that's called Teaching the Teachers is bringing the teachers into businesses.
Okay.
Similar as students, but the teachers are...
Is that a summer program?
So it's during the school year.
During the school
right
year,
now.
okay. Because when I was at the chamber, we had a summer program like that.
Well, and there are a number of businesses that are
40
stepping
years
forward
ago.
and creating opportunities
Okay.
for teachers that want to spend part of their summer
Yes.
kind of
Okay.
involved in those. So,
Okay.
so primarily it's during the school year, but we are seeing more and more opportunities.
And
that
I
they
can think of
take
many
on during
friendships
summer.
that I had for years after when they did that summer program.
Yeah.
Literally 40 plus years ago.
Right.
And because they would call and say, hey, Kent, who do you know? Kind of thing.
Right.
From the teacher standpoint,
what
which is great.
It's what it's all about, building
Yeah.
relationships and connections.
So how do teachers get involved in this?
So there's a website, teachingandteachers.com, and we have our website or our workshop schedule up there.
Okay.
And you can learn more about business after school workshops there as well.
Okay.
And then Access to Experience, the tool that connects the educators to professionals, is a2e.com.
Okay.
Easy to sign up and create a
Now,
profile.
can I just go to the GSI website and get connected that
Yep.
way? If all else fails, some of us old people need to have one website
GSI,
to go to.
and then Education and Talent, and it'll be right there.
Yeah, I know when I look for Startup Spokane, I go to GSI and then find
Yes.
it. Yep. I mean, you got to keep it simple sometimes.
gotta have one hub.
Well, we have so many things, and today we don't memorize things because all of our phone numbers and everything else are, please call Todd. You know, I mean, that's how it works today.
Right.
And everybody has 6 phones, too.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story. Great. Again, the annual meeting is on
September
the
27th.
27th. And how can people
September
get...
27th.
September. Did I say October?
No, I just want to make sure people didn't think August. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
September 27th.
No, everyone's still at the lake in August.
That's right. Go to Greater Spokane Incorporated's
Okay.
website and take a look at it, or give us a call.
Okay.
And if you're interested in going and listening to a dynamic speaker that
Yes.
really talks about the
This sounds
future
good.
and what your business might need to be considering as
Yeah.
you're thinking about long-term investments
Yeah.
and product mixes and service mixes,
Yeah.
it's good to think outside
Let's
the
be
box.
on that leading edge.
That's right.
Right.
Be part of the innovators.
Well, Cassidy and Todd, thank you. This is always good. You guys are doing a great job helping our business community move forward. And,
Thank you.
And it's all about jobs and a vibrant community. And
Thank
that's
you.
what.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Hi everyone, I'm weather forecaster and assignment anchor at Spokane Talks Online, Colin Pittman, and I am honored to be the host of the new program, Spokane's Youth Spotlight, brought to you by Spokane Talks Online and the Spokesman Review, where we are interviewing and getting to know outstanding youth in our community each month. If you'd like to nominate someone in our community that you think should be recognized, that is doing something great here in the region or has an amazing story, visit SpokaneTalksOnline.com or Spokesman.com and look under Youth Spotlight to nominate. And be sure to tune in each month as we find the best in the Inland Northwest.
Hi, I'm Larry Myers, owner of River Ridge Hardware. Welcome to our garden center here on the corner of Garland and Driscoll. We have fresh plants that come in weekly from all of our local growers. We can make your garden look like our garden. Here at River Ridge, we've been here 30 years. We're your full-service neighborhood hardware store. This is our sprinkler aisle where my knowledgeable staff will help you put together your sprinkler system so it will make your yard lush green for the spring and summer. This is River Ridge Hardware's rental center where we provide a multitude of equipment for rent for the do-it-yourselfer. Next time you're working on your home or yard this spring and summer, stop by, say hi, and we'll help you get the project done.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
Welcome back. Tyler Russell from the Better Business Bureau. I put up there on my cheat sheet, BBB. I think everybody kind of knows it that way. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I had almost a month off with Colin doing it.
Colin was great. He was so great.
Yeah, talk about a young man who can, we're going to see him on broadcast TV in a few years.
I agree.
In fact, maybe next year with Q6 if we can talk him into it. But he literally changed planes about 2 hours ago in Denver. On his way to Dallas-Fort Worth. He's going to TCU. He starts in a week. And
that's right.
And double majors in broadcast journalism and theater arts.
I love that.
And
that's great.
I keep telling people it's like losing a grandson. He's gone. He's been with us for 2 years. Anyway, but he did a great job.
Absolutely, for
and
sure.
allowed me to do some other things during the last month or so. You've got a deadline coming up next Monday for the Torch Awards, if I can say it. First of all, what are the Torch Awards?
Well, the Torch Awards, we have two categories.
Okay.
Of course, it is the Torch Awards for business ethics. We have the Business of the Year, and then we also have the Charity of the Year. It does honor businesses that demonstrate a commitment to ethics, integrity, and building trust in the marketplace.
Okay.
As well, we have
there should be a lot of nominees out there.
There are a lot of nominees. We always want to be able to see more, though. I think we have over 20. We would like to be able to see as many as we possibly can.
Sure.
We also have the Charity of the Year that honors the 501c3 organizations that demonstrate its effectiveness in impacting positive change in its community ethically and responsibly. Now, last year, the Torch Award winner, now we're a large region, but in our area, Cater For You, we're from right here in Spokane, won the Torch Awards for 2017, which is really, really great.
Right. Now, when you say a large area, talk about what that area is, because it's not just beyond the city and the county, is it?
It's a huge area. We of course Washington is divided into Western Washington. We have Eastern Washington and Northern Idaho. We also have a Tri-City. So there's reps for our marketplace manager, like what I do. In each one of those regions, doing some absolutely great stuff in each region. So we're able to have those boots on the ground to be able to go interact with accredited businesses, community organizations, and we like to be able to reach out as much as we possibly can.
Yeah. Now, if people want more information about both the Torch Awards for ethics and for just Better Business Bureau for scams and everything else that goes on, to check about is that business, what rating does that business have, and so forth, which we should all be doing, whether we're driving to or using the internet anytime. So how do people get more information?
There's a lot of, we are basically a kaleidoscope of information available for people. www.bbb.org/Torch Awards. If you want to be able to do that, you can self-nominate. People are allowed to be able to go and do that.
I'm kidding.
No, that's fine. there is zero judgment on that, and it is not. Also, we wanted to make a note to people that it's not just for accredited business. This is open to absolutely anybody. So make sure that if you do want to be able to go and nominate a business, either yourself or somebody else, you can go and do that. There are some other requirements. You got to be in business for at least 6 months. Have no government actions against you. Have at least a B rating and hold a satisfactory record with Better Business Bureau. Also, the applying entity must be physically located in the area. We were talking a little bit about that. Has to be located within the BBB Northwest and Pacific, and then have not received a Better Business Bureau Torch Award in the last 3 consecutive years.
A lot of people will ask me, well, can't you go into some of these nomination things for all kinds of programs and so forth, whether it be GSI, Better Business Bureau, or whatever, and they've got this long, humongous form to fill out. How simple is it to nominate?
I think I timed myself just filling out just to see how long it would take. I think it was 7.5 minutes.
Wow,
It's not that long to be able to go and do it. Our deadline for nominations is on Monday, August the 13th. Once that closes, we'll actually go through, make sure that all the criteria are met. That does include businesses and also charities of the year. All that information on what qualifies the charities, and it's the same thing. They don't have to be an accredited charity. They can be either or. You can find out all the information on our website, what it does take to be able to be meeting those standards.
Once again, it's bbb.org/Torch Awards. All right. Tyler, always good to have you.
Always is.
All right.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah, you are too, I'm sure, especially with this coming up. Thank you very much. Good to see you here today. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk about calling before you dig.
The economy is getting stronger, banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Is your child having trouble coping with a personal disability, but don't know where to go? Consider our friends at Breakthrough Incorporated. Breakthrough takes great pride in mentoring their DDA clients who have intellectual disabilities and their BRS clients who have challenging behaviors toward the creation of safe, appropriate, ethically sound life goals. They integrate programs at school and home to enrich their lives. They work hard to make a positive difference in you and your family's lives. Breakthrough provides a highly structured, fully staffed residential setting in local neighborhoods, 6 in Spokane and 2 in the Tri-Cities. Diagnoses affect people differently, so their service to each resident is unique, giving them the opportunity to grow and evolve. For more information on Breakthrough, visit their website at breakthroughincorporated.org.
You're really doing it. You're ready to buy a house. You know what you can afford, you've got a pre-approval letter, and you and your partner haven't killed each other yet. Now's the fun part. First, think about your main requirements.
Location.
House type.
Square footage.
Number of beds and baths.
Garage.
Property age.
Then think about specific features.
Waterfront.
Pool.
Local schools.
Neighborhood safety.
Walking distance to parks.
Proximity to a decent Turkish bathhouse.
HO.
From there, input all your search criteria. Min and max prices, number of beds and baths, single fam, multifam, condo, co-op, villa, townhouse, farm, whatever. You can even draw your own custom search around the neighborhood you want. The open house is the most fun you can have in real estate. It's like having carte blanche to walk into a total stranger's house and snoop around while they're not there. Here are a few pointers. First, feel free to step in without knocking or ringing the bell. Unless you see a note saying otherwise, in which case, yes, knock and/or ring. It's generally considered good open house etiquette to wait until a group of buyers leaves a room or area before entering.
What we were talking about. Let's check it out. I know, so.
Listen to what other buyers are saying. They may know something about the property or neighborhood that you don't.
I bet they don't even know they have this.
Oh, no. Ask questions about the house, how long it's been on the market, the school district, the property taxes, but keep it cool. Don't give yourself away by sounding too excited.
And the schools in this area are incredible. Woo! They're actually building a brand new one 3 blocks away. What? And it should be open in the middle of next year.
Yeah! Please do not steal. Finally, if there are snacks or refreshments, do not take them. It'll skew your perspective. Unless they're mini quiches. Those little are tasty as hell.
Well, welcome back, Ken Adams. And it's the time of year that we talk with Kathy Boykin several times during the year. But it's the time of year that when we get close to 8/11, August 11th, that we talk about 811, don't we? Kathy,
yes.
how are you?
I am good. How are
Good.
you, Ken?
All right. Have you been pulling hair out and going crazy with the election and all the signs around town? Or,
well, there's
or
something
do you take
to that.
Valium?
There is something to that.
Yeah.
I know at the last meeting, the question went around among the locators who were at the meeting, who has called, and no one that was campaigning had called, but there certainly are plenty of signs out there.
Yeah, and what we're talking about is not the sign that if I put in my own yard down to 12 inches, right,
Yes, that's
that
correct.
I can do that.
Yes.
But no one else can come to my property and put their campaign
No.
sign, even if I've given permission.
That's true.
Okay?
Can't scratch the ground.
And it's 12 inches, right? Yeah.
That a homeowner
That a
can use.
homeowner could do, right.
Mhm.
And the reason for that is quite simple. It's called safety.
Yep.
Yeah, because in many cases when you send a crew out or crews out for gas and electric and everything else, the homeowner doesn't know where those are. might have an idea but doesn't really know.
Yep.
And going down 14 inches can cause a problem.
Yes.
Or if they're putting the rebar in for some of these larger signs, they're probably going past 12 inches, aren't they?
And there's nothing saying there can't be something in that 12 inches. That just happens to be what's in the law. And there's just, you know, there's a lot of the utilities who have put in things where they tried to make it that, but if they ran it under the ground at the same time, maybe there was a rock under there. They didn't see them, went, you know, the line goes like that. So
it's always best to call 811.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so what happens? I call, and I'm going to make some changes to my yard. I'm going to get out and dig things up and put a trench through to put the water pipes and so forth. I call 811. What happens?
You call 811. They're going to ask you if you outlined in white
Okay.
The dig area.
Oh, so I get a can of paint.
Yeah, and you can mark the corners and just tell them how it'll be, and they'll put down that information that you've given them. And then the ticket will go out to the utilities who say they have things in that service area.
Okay.
And then those people will come and locate. So it isn't just one person.
I was going to say.
It could be several.
It could be the phone company. It could be the cable company. It could be the electric and gas. But if you are on Inland Power, it's Inland Power and Vista Gas. I mean, it
can be both that are coming.
But at 811, they know who to contact.
They know. Yeah. And the water in the sewer is likely to be marked at the curb, not so much up on the property.
Right.
That's something that's being worked on, but you can expect it there. They feel they don't own those lines that go into the house, that they didn't put them in, and so. That's
your problem, homeowner.
Well, actually, the law says that if you ask them, they have to help.
Oh, okay.
So, it is.
And some of us need a lot of help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't have to agree quite so fast.
No. Okay. Last year, we kind of dealt with the real estate industry and their signs.
And they're still doing it, aren't they?
Well, they're still doing it, except that now this year we've already had 600 calls in this area for real estate signs.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. So they somehow got the message.
Oh, good.
So as you were saying at the beginning of this, it's the campaign things that are going to need to have some sort of interesting thing. I know on my way here today, I drove by Argonne and Trent, and if you look at all those signs that are right there, there's also pipeline signs there.
Yes.
Someone could file against those signs, and they could have even a $10,000 fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen.
So maybe if I want to get the opponent's sign off, I just call 811, right?
Well,
complain.
You can. That's how the real estate went. That's how the real estate signs went. And
that's funny.
Over on the
it's
east,
funny, but it isn't. I mean, I don't want people doing that.
But that is what
happened.
happened.
Want them to do it for safety.
That is what happened on the west side. There was a couple of realtors who were taking the time and energy to call.
Yeah.
And so they filed a complaint on ones that weren't, and then the real estate association sort of caught on to this and sent out a kind of a directive to everyone.
Be on notice. Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm happy to hear that the local association, Spokane Association of Realtors, obviously have been talking about it somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And it's important because the last thing we want to do is read about it in the morning paper.
That's right.
I mean, and you work hard at educating everybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes some of us don't listen too well,
Well, we have to start.
Yeah, exactly. Kathy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where can people... They can call 811, but they can also get more information online, too.
Yes, you can go to www.811.org. So, it's pretty simple.
Even I could remember that.
Yes, it's out there. So.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you again.
See you too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hope you're enjoying the warm weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next Wednesday right here on Spokane Talks Live.
Spokane Talks Live is produced in Spokane, Washington by Spokane Talks Online LLC, which is solely responsible for its content. To recommend a guest or topic, or to see this program again, please visit our website, Spokane